name even if I hadn't.
I'm not. You were the first. And you didn't blink, not even when Athena threatened your life.
Didn't seem a life worth living, to have so much blood on our hands.
And here I thought you only knew how to be a survivor.
I meant what I sang. I am not a good man. If Athena had taken me up on my offer, the idols would have been better off. But I can try to be better. You make me want to try.
Then you'll need to try pretty hard. I don't want any more lies. Not even lies by omission.
I shall be as open and forthright as an unclever child.
I'm serious.
I can be many things, Grace. Even earnest. As long as it means you'll still dance with me from time to time.
I think I can manage that.
Ready to face the music? One more time.
Always. Of course you're all here. In my apartment. Why wouldn't you be?
We were waiting for you.
I thought, what's the first thing Grace would like to see when she returns home? The answer was obvious. Me.
I'm told the concert went well. How do you feel?
I'm exhausted.
Somehow the Oracle has managed to get a recording of every show you've done. I believe she's a bit starstruck.
You can tell her it's okay to come in person. She's on the list.
That would require her to get out from behind her screens.
Personally, I still can't believe they haven't rounded us up yet for dissection.
It helps that most people think the idols are some kind of stunt.
Everyone here has also been busy. Would you like to hear the latest?
Is there any word yet on Aphrodite and Eros? They left the city a while ago.
Eros sent word, yes. Aphrodite has started a spiritual retreat in the mountains?
Let's call it a cult.
Whatever it is, he says it's been helping her. Being the goddess of love to the world once more has at last brought her peace.
Quite possibly she missed being adored by the masses. Who wouldn't, really?
I thought for sure they'd go into hiding. Aphrodite fears mortals more than any other idol, doesn't she?
Hence why she surrounded herself with only those who shower her with adoration.
As I recall, sister, you also headed several cults across the centuries.
The Eleusinian mysteries weren't about shoring up my ego, Apollo.
What about Venus? Did she go with them?
The mortal? I don't believe so. Last I heard, she opened a gallery. Aphrodite's become her patron.
Venus has painted most of the idols. I sat for her last week, in fact. It's made her rather successful.
I'd like to know what's kept you busy, Pan.
Oh, you know me. A little of this, a little of that.
Pining after you, relentlessly.
I'm not pining. Well, yes, I am, but I'm also busy. I'm producing an album of music, you see.
You? You're gonna cut an album?
I'm not doing the singing myself, no. I'm what's called a producer. I seek out talent and bring them into my new studio, you see. Just let them lie around and feel the creative juices flowing.
Where did you get a studio?
Not all of us immortals are broke, dear lad. Some of us managed our money, and I thought,
He did it for you, Grace.
I know you already have your concerts and such, but I thought, Maybe at some point you might like to record something.
That is uncharacteristically thoughtful and romantic. I'm impressed.
I can be a romantic, a rogue, and a hip satyr all at the same time. A true Renaissance man, as they say.
Has anyone heard about Athena? It's been a while.
I have. She left the city, as she felt uncomfortable with all the attention on the idols.
Terrified, you mean?
It was more that mortals expected the goddess of wisdom to have sage advice, and she no longer trusts her judgment.
Perhaps that's for the best, really.
You don't still worry about her, brother, after all she's done?
I think of her off in the far north, living alone in the wilderness, punishing herself until the end of her days. I know it's her own choosing, but it seems like such a waste.
What about you, Apollo? Still planning on leaving the city?
Not immediately. There's so much to wrap up here, and I want to ensure the Oracle will be fine on her own.
You're not responsible for the child, Apollo.
I believe I am. I need to be confident that both she and the idols won't suffer for my absence.
And after that?
I don't know. I was thinking of traveling for a time. Despite my age, there are so many places I haven't been.
Poor Apollo. Too much public attention, so it's time to flee to distant surfing shores.
It is a bit disconcerting. The photographers following me around, the letters addressed to the sun god. I don't know what to do with it all. Even so, I'm not running away. I'll be back. I simply think it's time to see the world again with my own eyes.
What about Hecate and Asterion? Are they still at the reliquary?
Hecate leave the reliquary? I'd sooner believe the sun would go out.
It doesn't hurt that they seem enraptured with each other's company.
If only he hadn't finally confessed to Hecate where some of her missing books went.
Aw, did you have to give back your precious trophies, Pan?
Worse! She has me running errands. I'm searching for relics like some vagabond treasure hunter.
Having fun, you mean?
That too. I must admit, fleeing from boulder traps is more thrilling than you'd imagine.
And Medusa? I take it she's no longer at the reliquary.
She was. For a few months.
There was an, incident involving Hecate's new cat.
Oh no!
Medusa was beside herself with apologies, but needless to say, she moved on rather quickly. We're not certain where.
Meaning what? Medusa is roaming the streets? Doing whatever she likes?
Not quite.
Medusa believed she might not be able to control her, appetite, so she asked us to put her in contact with the mortal government. They took her somewhere.
I choose to believe she's become some kind of secret agent for the mortals, turning their enemies to stone.
It was her decision. The government is grateful. They even suggested we might see Hephaestus again.
Aphrodite's husband? He's alive?
So it appears. Who knows what he's been doing for the mortals since the war, but it would raise all our spirits to see him again.
How about you, Persephone? Any big changes?
Not yet, though I may be selling the club very soon.
The underworld? Why?
I don't need a substitute for the real thing. That's all it ever was, and I'm fine with having neither. That said, I've been itching for a change. I believe it's time to move on to something else.
Do we get to know what that something else is?
No, you don't. I came by to give you all my regards, such as they are. After this, you likely won't see me for quite some time.
You will be missed, sister. More than you'll ever believe.
Is Hermes still around? I'm surprised they're not here with the rest of you.
Well, we've barely seen them of late.
Was I imagining things, or was that scoundrel starring in a commercial for footwear? Branding.
Hermes has been busy. They've become a social media darling, or so the Oracle tells me.
The truly amusing part is that they're not even trying to be famous. They simply can't help it.
Hermes likes to people please, it's true.
Hopefully it won't backfire on them. Fame is a double-edged sword.
Hermes lives a charmed life. Never fear.
Well, it's odd seeing their face on so many billboards, but I agree. Let Hermes have their fun.
I still can't believe it's all over.
Oh, it's scarcely over, Grace. Now that you've toppled the castle, it's barely just begun.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Don't be modest. It deserved to be toppled. You did a fine job.
Perhaps we should leave you alone, Grace. You must be tired from your trip.
Perhaps a round of drinks at the underworld, in Calliope's honor.
I'd like that, actually.
If it's all the same to you both, Grace and I will be along shortly.
Don't take too long, you two, or we'll start drinking without you.
Alone, at last.
I thought they'd never leave.
I thought I'd seen everything. I thought who I was all I could be. You know you changed the tune we've all been dancing to. Even this immortal satyr's gotta move when he sees you. And so I say let's do it. Momentum's never bad. Who knows who we'll be when we reach the end of night. Life that is lived lies between black and white. I rarely do pairs, but with you it feels right. You've thrown the board all pieces askew. Any plans I had pale next to you. What will you do now your life's in your hands? Is there more room for pan? I am a scoundrel, truth be told. I live my life with all of my soul. I'll apologize till we're made whole. Oh, Grace, it's my heart that you stole. Come take my hand, come take a chance. I don't do slow. Come, Grace, let's share this dance.
you.